Continuing our Republican convention coverage, now is our opportunity to talk to Melissa Long. She's live inside the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. So quite a night last night, Melissa.
Yes, and thunderous applause as Governor Palin of Alaska stepped to the stage last night on the national stage for really the first time. She is a first-time governor of Alaska, former mayor of her hometown of Wasilla, Alaska. And last night she had an opportunity to introduce herself, introduce her family to America, certainly here to the 4,600 delegates, alternates, and members of the RNC, volunteers here as well at the Republican National Convention. And boy, did she go on the attack, just like Mitt Romney did earlier in the evening and just like Rudy Giuliani did earlier in the evening. She went on the attack, attacking the media, also attacking her opponent, saying of Barack Obama, listening to him speak, it's easy to forget that this is a man who has authored 2 memoirs, but not a single major law or reform. She also attacked Senator Barack Obama on some comments he made earlier in the primary season after meeting with residents in the state of Pennsylvania. Here's what she had to say.
I might add that in small towns, we don't quite know what to make of a candidate who lavishes praise on working people when they're listening and then talks about how bitterly they cling to their religion and guns when those people aren't listening.
In response to her criticism last night of Barack Obama of the Democratic Party, a spokesperson for Harry Reid, the Senate Majority Leader, described the attacks as shrill and sarcastic. Now, I mentioned that on a personal level. She also shared her personal story. She talked about her husband, talked about her family, and talked about those small town roots. Here's what she had to say about her husband, her high school sweetheart.
And Todd is a story all by himself. He's a lifelong commercial fisherman and a production operator in the oil fields of Alaska's North Slope, and a proud member of the United Steelworkers Union. And Todd is a world champion snow machine racer. Throw in his Yupik Eskimo ancestry and it all makes for quite a package. And we met in high school, and 2 decades and 5 children later, he's still my guy.
Certainly the first time we've ever heard a vice presidential nominee utter those words of he's still my guy. You know, last night, of course, the economy front and center, just as the issue was in the Democratic National Convention. Here's one of the signs that was passed out yesterday: prosperity on one side, country first on the other. And of course, a lot of homemade signs as well. These are some of the signs you'll continue to see tonight. I love McCain, and also keeping America strong. Of course, Senator John McCain will have the spotlight this evening. Right now in the Xcel Energy Center, they're working on transforming the stage behind me. They have been sawing and nailing and drilling all morning, transforming the stage for a different appearance, for a different welcome of Senator John McCain as he accepts the nomination to become President of the United States, certainly representing the Republican Party. Virginia?
Yeah, and it should be just as thundering tonight as it was last night. So, Melissa, you have the unique perspective of having been to both the Democratic Convention in Denver and now at this one. Can you compare the vibe on the third nights when both the vice presidential candidates accepted the nominations? How would you rate them if you were to?
I think the energy was lacking here earlier in the convention, likely because of the influence of Hurricane Gustav. By day 3, I'd say the energy has been palpable in both locations. Last night, though, really watching history, and I think that made last night even more special than perhaps day 3 of the Democratic National Convention. Watching history as a woman is now on the Republican ticket.
Interesting.